Good morning, I'm Kay Gregory and this is your morning news fix for Wednesday the 13th of December. In this update, the former Finance Minister has hammered the new government on its tweaks to Reserve Bank legislation. Parliament will continue under urgency this morning after the government last night moved to scrap the bank's dual mandate. The amendment also almost reached a third reading and will mean the bank is tasked with the sole focus of bringing down inflation. Labor finance spokesman Grant Robertson asked the new government to prove the dual mandate impacts on that goal.
The Governor of the Reserve Bank has stated repeatedly they don't feel that at any point they have been compromised in that focus.
Fair pay agreements and the clean car discount are up next to be repealed. Hope protests in Auckland and Wellington opposing the government's decision to repeal the smoke-free legislation will change their mind. At Parliament grounds, Hapai Te Hauora will present its petition, Put Our People Over Profit, which has more than 40,000 signatures. In Auckland, doctors will march from the Domain outside the hospital to David Seymour's Epsom office. Association of Salaried Medical Specialists Sarah Dalton says they want the government to reconsider what they're calling a coalition trade-off.
The outcome would be that they do rethink it, that they engage in more consultation and discussion, but ideally will not repeal those amendments.
The Climate Change Commission's released advice to the government to meet emissions reductions goals by 2030. It makes 27 recommendations, including building more renewable electricity and preparing for the rapid rollout of low emissions technologies and practices on farms. Climate Change Research Institute adjunct Professor Adrian Macy says there needs to be a more coherent policy around forestry.
That's been a real mess up until now, so that's a bit of a warning, I think, to government to get their act together on that.
People in the Wellington region will be in clean-up mode today after a severe thunderstorm and mini tornadoes swept through. The brutal storm hit Canterbury first yesterday morning. It then moved to Wellington and the lower and central Hutt, where torrents of rain, strong winds and surface flooding disrupted flights and caused widespread damage. The storm then moved up through Gisborne late last night before moving offshore. It's official, Sail GP is returning to Christchurch next year. Auckland's Waitemata Harbour was ruled out last month from hosting due to Wynyard Point land not being able to be used for spectators. Emily Ansell has more.
Sail GP Global CEO Sir Russell Coote says last year's Christchurch event proved to be one of their best to date, set in a spectacular natural amphitheatre. Races will begin on Littleton Harbour from March 23rd, with ticket sales tomorrow marking a 100-day countdown to the event.
On to sport now, and White Ferns captain Sophie Devine has tempered any praise after their opening one-day cricket international win over Pakistan in Queenstown. She says after losing the T20 series, the onus is on backing up in Christchurch on Friday. A potential challenge to ICC policy on political statements when Australian Usman Khawaja plays the opening test against Pakistan in Perth tomorrow. He'll wear shoes showing handwritten support for Palestinians. I'm Kay Gregory and that's your latest news fix.